seed. But when they leave that cage, they don't get birdseed so easily anymore, you know. They just fly around and they might not know how to survive out in the real world. So you have to be careful now. When you have the bird, you have to teach the bird. So it's a metaphorical thing. What I'm saying is your children. You have to teach your children how to deal with the real world. You cannot keep them locked up in a house, especially your female children. You cannot keep them locked in a house all the time and expect that when they go out in the world, they're going to know everything and they're going to know how to deal with situations. Because they're not going to work out that way. What you will have is a freely flying bird that don't know nothing and have nothing up here to survive the true world outside. Tell me I'm saying something wrong. I can't be saying something wrong there. Alright, good. At least I get a few claps then. The claps is not for me. Thank you, Jesus, for that, but I'm giving you good advice. Because as I say, I see girls start to drink the first day they go on you. They in the bar. I see them do all kind of things. I see people get pregnant in you. I'm just showing you what has happened. Now, I'm not blaming, as I say, you could only train your children up to a certain point. And in which case, they will go into the world and they will make mistakes. Somebody, if I'm wrong about that, I shouldn't be on the stage at all and never say anything again. The reason why I'm saying that is, you could train them up the best you could. But at some point in time, they will go through something, they will do something wrong that they're not supposed to do. Yes. Guaranteed, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. What you're going to do, you're going to say in your mind, here my child is the most, is blemish free, she don't do anything or he don't do anything. No. You have to be smart enough to know how to deal with that. So teach them beforehand. Teach them how to deal. You see the same situations everybody went through. You see your situations, come out of the closet and deal with it. Teach them. Teach them from your own mistakes. That is the only way you could even get near to protecting them. Alright? Just some word of advice. So, let me go on. Somebody knocking. Yes. Okay. So fathers, right, this is off the topic here, but I have to mention it. So fathers, don't be vexed. Don't be vexed if your child do a little something that little wrong. I know that's something kind of weird, but you have to. They will do something wrong. Try, as I say, you focus on teaching them so that they will end up not doing the wrong thing. You can't be vexed if you don't teach them and then they do the wrong thing. It's not right. Then you're living by the iron rule, the iron fist. And then you're not exercising gentleness, wisdom, and love. Exercising gentleness, wisdom, and love. It don't mean that you don't punish your children when they do something wrong. I know it's something contradictory, but I hope all are getting the point. You have to punish them if you do something wrong sometimes so that they learn, but you don't overkill them. Because if you kill them, then they're safe out in the world. You can't always do that. I hope you understand where I'm coming from with that. Alright. Right, and I want to say something to the future men, future husbands and fathers. In other words, the boys and men in this church, clock your cards right and prepare your mind for marriage. Why am I saying that? A lot of boys, and I was once a boy, I probably am a boy to some of you, but I was once a boy going to secondary school, primary school, etc. I talked to a lot of boys in my life too. And a lot of the times, boys tend to talk about all kinds of things, especially about females. That is what they have in their mind. That is the hormones raging, etc. They're going to talk about females, etc. But they don't see it. They don't see it sometimes as men see it. And a true man is a man who looks for marriage. I'll say that and I'll repeat that again. Not because you make a child, it's automatic you get married. It's not that I'm saying. I'm saying before, even if you go into a relationship, you always have in the back of your mind, listen, I'm looking for somebody that I can marry, that I can pair up with, that someone that can make me better. There's a different mindset when you start like that. Yeah. When you start like that, you don't go and you're dating 5 and 10 different people and you're mind not sure and you're confused and this and that and the other. That is a very as far as I'm concerned, a very confusing way to go about relationships. Because when you date 3 and 4 people at the same time, then you can compare each one to the next one. And you might get the perfect fit for what you think is the perfect fit. But that person at the end of the day, when you're married, you realize, you know what, now I get myself in trouble. What I'm saying is, before you go into a relationship, you have to think about the idea of, okay, well, you're not going to tell the person right away that you're going to get married. You're going with the mindset that, listen, I'm not going to use the person.
That's right.
You understand where I'm coming from? And that is the whole idea of marriage. Sorry. Alright. So fellas, young men, if you know that a girl is not for you, then don't waste her time. Don't waste her innocence. Let her find the person that was for her, and you find the person that is for you. Alright? Amen?
Amen.
Alright, young men. Alright. I want to give the example. Look at our country. We are producing families, not all the time, and so don't feel that this sermon is to make everything negative. It is to say how we can become better, as I say. How you can grow up your sons so that they do the right thing. But look at it. We are producing families where the men are not even part of the family anymore. How much times have you seen outside there that the woman or the mother is taking care of the children?
Yes, yes.
Because men busy doing what? Making children or initiating the making of children, but not staying and taking care of their children. Why? I'm coming back again. We are producing families where the grandmothers are becoming the parents.
Yeah.
Amen?
Yeah.
And you know, I am so utterly disturbed. I have not gotten accustomed to that. When I say I don't have a problem with grandparents taking care of the children, I am always disturbed when I hear, oh, well, I live with my grandma, you know. So your parents, well, they're working on things now. They can't even speak a proper sentence in English, in proper English. I'm talking about they're not, it's Trinidad all the time. Ladies and gentlemen, parents, take care of your children. How are your children going to learn to take care of their own children? Because you know what? When they make children, they're going to send anybody grandma, which is you to take care of. So understand where I'm coming from. It is a habit and a cycle. I'm saying something that it's obvious, but maybe not obvious for everybody. So I hope that I'm bringing out something that you know that you can learn from, right? All right. I'm not a parent, but one day I hope to be a parent. It doesn't mean that I don't know anything about children. I was once a child, so I understand. All right. All right. And I want to come now. This is due to a few things. This isn't just about men being wrong, ladies, because men surely could cause a man to flee. And I will come to that.
Yes.
I will come to that in a little while. I have to be careful how I say it. We'll come to that in a little while. But I'm coming back to the core problem. What do you think is the core problem? Why do you think that we're having so much of this where the families, where the men are not part of the family anymore, and the families where the grandmothers are becoming the parents? What do you think causing that? I'll come to that. The core problem, the core problem is that God and His rules will and continue not to be followed. If you follow God's rules are you take care of your children or else don't have children, then you will realize that grandmother don't have to take care of the children. Don't get me wrong, the grandmother will take care of the children a little bit, but your core responsibility, it is not the responsibility of the grandmother to take care of the child, you know, unless the parents die or something like that. You have to take care of your children. Sometimes grandma want to tell the children what to do too. But really and truly, it's really the parents. Right, so the grandma children is the parents, right? It's really the parents supposed to decide that. The grandpa could only advise. And we'll come to a level of bad habit later on, but we'll, if I have the chance, right, if we could go through all that. So, men, don't call yourself a man. Don't just call yourself a man. Don't be a hypocrite. Please, don't be a hypocrite. You might be thinking in the great glass house that you're building that you have the perfect family and you have this and that and the other. And you might very well have that. You might be in a rock solid cement fortress in terms of your family. But sometimes you might think that you're in that fortress when you're not in the fortress. So it is just a word of caution to remind yourself. Go back to the core love. The core love, just as Jesus loved us. You love your family. Alright? Now, I want to say something else too. You cannot be the savior of your wife and your family if they see you as a hypocrite. Understand what I'm saying there? Because you know something, if you turn it around, if I see anybody, if I see, don't you? I just joke. Right. If I see somebody being a hypocrite, I can't respect them 100%, right? You can't respect me 100% if I'm a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah? Okay, good. So it's the same way. Men, if you create that in your mind and you don't actually find out from your wife here or now, you think I'm doing this the right way, am I a hypocrite, am I doing this so you find out, or you go to the word if you can't take it from your wife, because your wife might tell you straight out. You could go and you could check the word of God and see what the word of God has to say about it. And align yourself with the word of God. Nothing is better than that, right? I repeat to myself, but you understand where I'm coming from. Good. Let me just add on one more thing. And I was thinking about this the other day. I wouldn't be following Jesus if I thought he was a hypocrite, right? Think about it. And none of us would be following Jesus if we thought that he was a hypocrite. I'm not saying Jesus is a hypocrite. He's a preacher. No. Right. I said we wouldn't be following him. So as I say, he is the best example that we can look at and follow through it. Alright? Alright. So men, I urge you to walk in the Spirit when dealing with your wives and by extension your family. And what do I mean by that? We did learn about the Spirit. What does the Spirit, when you walk in the Spirit, what does that mean? It means less of me and more of God. Alright? And it's the same way, less of me, because sometimes our emotions, sometimes what we want might not always be what is best necessarily for our families. In other words, we could be happy living in our house, you know. As a man, I could be happy in my house. I have 2 million over my house. But yet my family and my children are so afraid of me, are so afraid to talk to me, are so afraid to do anything because they know it's licked, so they know they're going to get buff or they know they're going to get banned. Yes, they should know that they will get banned. But I mean it in a way of tyranny. You don't rule with tyranny necessarily. It's up to you to decide, but it doesn't always work out the way it should. Lastly, for the men, have eyes for your wife only. Hear what I'm saying? I've come across a lot of men unhappy. I even try to find out, I have a lot of time trying to find out why they have been unhappy. Men, I mean, being unhappy is something you could find 10 million things to be unhappy about. But it is, as I say, to be a true man is to make your family what it should be and be happy. You shouldn't be happy looking at other women. By just putting that in your mind, is setting you up for failure, you know. Because you're going to, as I say, build sometimes a glass house. You might see a pretty lady, I'm talking some serious business here, you might see a pretty lady and you think, well, it's all about the prettiness. Ladies and gentlemen, you are far, I believe, from anything that doesn't make sense. It is not just about the prettiness. It is, I would say, of course, about a certain level of beauty. You want your wife to be beautiful, you want your husband to look good, alright, but it is more than that. It is a personal connection. It is a deeper connection. The way you have a connection with God is the way you have a connection with your wife. That is how it should be. So you see, even if you have that in your mind, don't get me wrong, you might be weak, you might be whatever. You have that in your mind to look, your eyes are straight. Remember, no, hey, my eyes are straight, no, I will keep my eye in check. We have that ability. We are not monkeys. We have that ability. We are not dogs. We have the strength to do that. So men, step up. I might be talking to maybe just one or even none. But let me just let it out. I need to let it out. So if there's anybody like that, learn from it, right? Alright. Okay. Jump into Ephesians 6:4. I know taking a little bit long in terms of catching myself here because I'm all over. Ephesians 6:4. And this one speaks to me a lot too. And ye fathers, Provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. The Lord spoke to me about this. I have no own experience with this, but the Lord spoke to me about this. I was amazed by the scripture because when reading it, a negation was revealed to me by God. Remember when I talk about negation? You have, if something is minus, a negation is positive to that minus. The verse makes no mention of the mother. Read the scripture. Read it. Everybody, I want you to read that now. And men read that too. In that scripture, he says, Paul says this, and ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath,
but bring them up in the nature.
Thank you. Very, very good. You see, fathers, we tend to do that. We are mostly guilty of that. You don't normally see a mother provoking their child, but sometimes you see a father provoke his children. It's a very, very strange thing. I'll tell you how you can provoke your children. Alright. According to the word of God, your responsibility, men, your responsibility is to make them better, not make them angry. You see, a lot of the times, I see fathers ridiculing their children. They come and they draw a picture for you. And my goodness, the picture is horrible. But that doesn't mean that you have to say it is horrible. That is your child. You are supposed to put good things into them. Not provoke them and say, hey, what? That ugly. Go back to your mother. This and that and the other. That is not how it works. So fathers, provoke not your children to anger. A lot of the times too, I have seen this with my own eyes and it is so disappointing. I have seen fathers jealous of their children.
Yes.
Provoke not your children to anger. You see, you might always think that you are the father and they have to respect you. It is true. You have to respect your father. I ain't saying no to that. But do not provoke them. According to the word of God, you are not in alignment if you provoke your children to anger. So please, ladies and gentlemen, when we're growing up our children, we grow up our children to be better than ourselves.
Amen.
If you do not want to do that with your children, do not have children. Because you'll be defeating the point of having children, to bring them into this world and then give them half of what they deserve. Give them everything they deserve. I don't mean money only. I mean the love and attention. I mean not where they have to be scared when they're in the house. That is what I'm talking about. And do not be jealous of your children. Make them better. You know, I have to say thank God to my father. My father, I never once felt like my father was ever jealous of me or was disappointed, you know, like vexed with me for something I really did. It wasn't like that. You know, he was a good man. He always wanted me to be better. He always talked, and especially in terms of education. Education is not everything, but one thing I could say for him, thank God for him, I have some education. I could take care of myself in the world. And he never had a problem. In fact, you know, and I'm not saying this for my glory and honor, I was actually making more money than my father. And he never had a problem with that. He never even felt as if he was a lesser man than me. And what does that say? It says that he knew his priorities, you know. Thank God for having good parents. When they know their priority, they know, hey, what now? If my child blessed, I am blessed. If my child not blessed, I'll take care of my child for the rest of their life.
Yes.
You understand? Yeah. So you have to look at it like that. Don't ever feel insecure as a man if your child is making more money than you. That is why you were there in the first place. You say, thank God, hallelujah. Yes. It is because of your input in their life, they are also blessed and covered. Alright? So, I've said that. So nice. We sort of finished with the men. So fellas, with a sigh of relief, do not hold on to your chairs any longer. All the hands up. Only the business. We started on the ladies. Amen. Hallelujah. Alright. So let's go over to the wives. Wow, I took so much time with the men. I'm going to have to speed read up. Ladies get away today. Right? Ladies get away a little bit. Let's go over to the wives. I'm about to reveal the secrets of this strange creature called man. Would you like to hear that?
Amen.
The strange secrets? Alright. Ladies, if a man is the way he is before marriage, there is a high chance you can't make him change his ways during marriage. Ladies, you know how much times I see a girl who have a good heart, she meet the bosses. The bosses. I can say that again? The bosses of the man. Of what she considers a man to be. And that man take advantage of she. All of her. She like a dog all over the place. Leading me place. Do this. Bring me bear for me. Bring this for me. Ladies, have your head on. Do not make the human race continue to go and be neutral. Become better. Alright? So that's the first thing I want to say to the ladies. I still think the men are there. If he likes to drink in the bar and so forth before, you will have to pray very hard later on for God to change it. Very hard. It's not that I'm saying I don't have faith in God to change people. What I am saying is, not everybody just come out it. That is what I say. Don't ask me, ask people around. I know that from my experience. I see that. I have seen God work in people and get that alcohol out of the system. And even if they do actually drink, they could control the liquor. But I have also seen people plenty prayers, plenty prayers, and that addiction holding them on. The spirit of addiction, the spirit of witchcraft, whatever it is that is holding on to them. So I'm saying, ladies, don't think that those problems are going to all of a sudden go away. They're not going to go away. Alright? So be smart, be conscientious. It might be in your better interest to find a person that is nearly equally yoked before latching on. True. Right, good. So when I say equally yoked, the Bible talk about equally yoked, so I'm going quick on that too. You see, I'm not saying that we can't be different, we could be different, but if we're too different, it's very hard. You don't see that right away. If somebody is too different, you see it a few years later on. Sometimes they'll latch on. In other words, they tie the knot, put the ring, get married. And then you only realize the problems you have that you didn't think about. As I always say, and somebody actually gave the example, and this, don't get me wrong, I have to say this carefully. Sometimes a young girl marries an older guy. They are fine and happy, they marry for a while, and then a few years later, they can't even listen to the same music in the house because one like the 80s and one like the 2000s. One like gospel, one like rock. One like color blue, one like pink. But they cannot compromise. So important is the compromising as well, which is very hard sometimes for a lot of people when they get in their ways and whatnot. So try to be equally yoked as best as you could. I have to say that even in terms of religion as well. I can't tell you who to marry, but I can tell you that if you marry a Christian person, you may have less problems, and I'll come to that. I know my time going fast, but are you getting something this morning? Amen. Too boring. It's a little, I know it's a little unorthodox from what I just normally bring it, but I have to bring it. If you are a good husband, if you have a good husband, be contented. Ladies, be contented. I am not talking about a perfect husband. I'm talking about a good husband. You understand what I'm saying here? Yes. I'm not sure if you'll ever find a perfect husband. That's what I'm saying. Men have a way about themselves. They're not going to always deliver what you want, as they say. So if you have a good husband, be contented with it. Wives, you have no right to take advantage of his good ways. That is what does make a good man bad. Stop laughing. That is what does make a good man bad. You know, when I talk to some of my friends, they're really good boys, Good boys. But you know, the excuses always be, but that girl really give me trouble, boy. It's because I like this, you know. I tell you, it's like they're going through a mind explosion, a mind problem. The mind get twisted upside down and they can't fix themselves. They're going through all this pressure. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing women only. What I'm saying is men have a different way they wired. And sometimes when you pull out a few wires, you don't ever get back the wires you want. Never. I know how strange that might sound. People just talk about, we have to forgive. In Christ we have to forgive, right? But it has some people, you could tell them that scripture over and over and over, they will not be able to rewire themselves. Only God can rewire them. So don't wait for that to happen. Do not mess with your husband so much, or even your boyfriend so much, that the man gone crazy because he's not going to come back. He will get back half of it, you will not get back the whole of it. Alright, so don't take advantage of his good ways. Let us refer back to Paul talking about Jesus and the church. If the church is the wife and the church loves and reverences Jesus, what are you supposed to be doing to your husband, to your family? Love and reverence. But with the context I have said, the husband have to do his side.
Oh, yes.
This is why I'm coming back to the family unit. This is not about any one group. This is an entire group, not one person, but an entire group. This is how you align yourself to have that healthy family relationship. So, ladies, you need to continuously speak it into the life of your husband. Speak good things. Even if he isn't perfect. Even if he isn't perfect. Because you know what? Why did you get married? You get married to make each of your partners better, if you want to put it that way. Alright? And ladies, I know this has hardly ever happened to the ladies. Ladies, take good care of their men. But please don't take them for granted. Men, I know, a lot of the times, men don't say this, and men don't have no group meeting like how ladies have group meeting. Ladies will go and have a group meeting. He's a good man, but sometimes, there's get a lash something from him. Ladies have a way of consoling their own group selves. Men not like that, A man will never go and say, my wife hit me. They wouldn't say that even if it happened. Even worse yet, if a man get raped, I have never heard or never met a man who would ever tell me, my wife raped me, my girlfriend raped me. They would never. It's an embarrassing thing. And men don't tend to talk too much about their personal heart-to-heart. They will talk about women a certain way and be mature and blah, 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 blah. But they will never talk about that internal, or the soft part of their heart. Boy, I really love this dude. Oh, you should never cry. You will not see men so. Men not like that. You should never cry. So what I'm saying is, men have their mature ways. But ladies, men do have a soft side. I'm revealing some things. I know you know, but I feel you know. I feel you know 100%. So I'm not trying to mind control the ladies out there. I'm showing the fundamentals of good marriage as described and implied by Paul the Apostle's teaching. Alright. We're nearly through, right? We're nearly through. We're 2/3 done. 2/3. You see, sometimes, ladies, we tend to want men to try to understand our feelings, quote unquote. But we are not trying to understand the feelings of our husbands. Now, men are very hard to crack. You see a coconut? That is what a man's mind is, the majority of times. When you could crack that coconut, what you just get? You just get sweet water. You just get sweet the coconut jelly. But you had to know how to crack that. And you don't crack it with a hammer. You do not crack that with a hammer. You know how you just crack that? Come into that. Little secrets. You see, yes, men have feelings too. It is much harder to get their inner thoughts, the deeper workings of a man's mind. How can you get the deeper workings of a man's mind? I want to tell you something. Amen to that. That's a good start. Feeding food. Number one. Alright, but let's come back to it. You want to get you want to get to the man's mind. You see, a lot of men, I have to say a lot. This is just from my experience, right? This is from my experience. A lot of men have problems with trust. Trust is a major thing. And I know it's not just trust. Insecurity.
Yes.
You see insecurity? Goodness gracious me. I have a lifetime to talk about insecurity. But I will not talk about insecurity. I will not make it about me today. What I want to say is, a man will not be comfortable telling you his deepest, darkest thoughts, as they would say, if he's insecure to talk to you about it. If he knows that you're going to watch him like he's the weirdest thing on the entire planet, and laugh and ridicule him, and use his inner thoughts against him. Because I have seen that a lot of the times. Women will take your inner thoughts and will say it the time that you and nobody know. That's the time you're going to take hard in front of everybody. I see it for my own self, and I see men talk about it too. And that is why it's very hard for a man to open up and show his heart. Because sometimes his heart might be soft. Sometimes his heart might be darker. Sometimes his heart might be dark. He could be a murderer, who knows? I'm just saying, mind tell you. Because you know that you will use it against him. He will not tell you. You will, I think it's the same with females, but to me it's harder to crack the nut of the man. The man, as I say, is like you have to work at it. Sometimes it might take years upon years to really know who your husband really is. Your husband. And a lot of the times, even when they get married, I see people getting married after a year. God bless them, huh? But sometimes I wonder if I know anybody within a year, if I really, really know the heart. Well, I know plenty men, so that's what I'm saying. If you really know the heart of a man in a year, you alone will know that with your husband. So ladies, men actually, believe it or not, have more to them than you think. It's simple, but I will come to that. So the first thing